Welcome back to Longhorn Weekly. Roger Wallace sitting in for Craig Way. Happy to be joined by the greatest athletes, decathletes, past and present at Texas. Trey Hardee, Johannes Hock, national champion, Olympian Trey Hardee, and we'll start with the veteran Trey. Kind of get us up to date on what's going on with your career. Of course, the silver in London in 2012. So what a great moment that must be. But I know you guys are never satisfied.
Yeah, it's kind of that great white unicorn you're always chasing for that perfect score, and it's never really attainable a lot of the time. But yeah, following London, came off and was just on cloud 9 for the longest time, and training was going really well and everything, and a couple of mishaps in the middle of my seasons and at the end of the season last year, and we're back on it, we're back on the horse, and pushing forward for the next 2 years, getting ready for Rio.
And the future of the decathlon from Texas, Yohannes, a freshman outdoor national champion. How is your season going? I know you're battling some injuries heading into the relays.
That's right. I had to get Tommy John surgery after last year's season, tore my elbow throwing javelin. And we decided to fix it, but rehab is always a bumpy road, you can probably tell that. And so relays is coming early for us. But getting through relays and getting the national qualifier will get us some more time to get ready for the actual big championships, which is going to be national championships in June.
You're going to throw left-handed, the javelin.
That's true, yeah.
How's that going?
It's a challenge. I've never touched the javelin with my left hand until like 3 or 4 weeks ago. Definitely not a left-handed thrower. I'm not going to switch, that's for sure. But yeah, we're just going to have to get through it with effort, and that's going to be the key for that.
Trey, that almost seems inconceivable.
But I think coming from where we come from, the mindset that we have, I mean, Yohannes is fit, he's sharp, he got to compete in the indoor season. It's an opportunity to control the competition, it being at home, it being on a big stage. You know, the things that you can't really take care of when you're away is, you know, are the fans going to be there? Are you going to have your support staff there? And are you going to get the adequate rest and food and stuff that you need? So the things you can control, I think it sets him up to perform pretty well in the other 9 events. And he's such a good athlete and such a good decathlete that he can qualify for the NCAA's throwing left-handed.
For you, what lies ahead for the relays? I know you're not going to perform the decathlon, but what events do you have planned, or do you know yet?
We're still kind of working it out right now. We want to run, we want to jump, and we want to throw. So it's looking like I might pole vault on Thursday, throw Friday, and then race something in front of the crowd on Saturday morning. So.
How do you kind of decide as a guy that has to excel in 10 events, okay, I'm going to work on this now, I'm going to work on that now? I mean, how do you break that down?
You know, we don't start the season with any kind of set plan or preconceived, this is what we're going to do this week, and this week. Over the years, that's kind of been taken out of us. You know, you try that one time, and when it doesn't go as planned and it all falls apart, you're like, well, I'm not doing that again. So we look at our training, see how things are going, see where our fitness and our speed and our power are, and compete in the events that we know we need to be sharp for coming up. So it's kind of a learn by doing, and if it's not broken, don't fix it.
Johannes, Cologne, Germany is your home. What has the adjustment been like to the United States and university here in the U.S.?
I mean, I had a really fluent transition last year, so coming back this year wasn't too big of a change anymore. I hadn't had the fall training last year. That was a big change for me. We did a lot of running. Usually our fall training back home is mostly indoors because it gets cold really soon. So it was really different running in the heat, almost like leading up until like November or December when it cools a little bit down, which is probably still like late spring temperatures in Germany. So that was a change, but overall, I really like it here. I love the training group, and yeah, I wouldn't change it.
Aside from the track and field, what have you enjoyed most about being in the U.S.?
Ooh, that's a tough one. I would say I definitely like the food in Austin a lot.
Kind of figured that might.
Yeah, we eat a lot, so.
You can afford to. You guys burn so many calories.
Exactly.
That's true. So, and then overall, I mean, I haven't seen that much of the U.S. because when we travel, it's usually about a competition. You're focused, and you're not getting to see a lot around it. But just speaking about Austin, I love the city, and the entire setup, the atmosphere. So I would go with that.
Trey, we kind of glazed over your silver medal in London, but I want to pinpoint the memory. And I mean, do you have the medal on display at your home? Do you check it out? Do you tap it when you leave the house? I mean.
Oh, not at all. My mom has all my medals and all the All-American plaques, and all the accolades go to her, and they're in a drawer or a safe somewhere that she's gonna do something with them. But London for me, it was about the process and that journey coming from having the same surgery that Yohannes had this summer, working to get back to the top, working to get back into peak condition, and was just really fortunate to even make the team, to go over and represent my country. And so when we got there, it was, we competed with nothing to lose, had a great time. I got to soak in the experience much more than I did in 2008. My first international meet was the 2008 Olympics, and it was just a total 180 in London. And it's something that, for the rest of my life, I can draw on that experience and that whole journey and be able to say that, really there's nothing that you can't do with consistent work and goal-oriented thinking.
Do you appreciate it more because in China you couldn't, finish the decathlon?
Absolutely. I mean, but without that moment in my life, and without that, unfortunate circumstance, I don't think the next 4 years even happen. So it's something where I wouldn't change it for the world. I learned a lot. I learned more from 2008 than I did from 2012. But you're right. It was something that made it a little sweeter as well.
Johannes, the relays is such a great event around here. What was it like competing in your first Texas relays?
It was a really short competition. I got one throw in the javelin, hurt myself in that one, so I had it a little bit cut short. So, but I was out there the entire 4 days, and it was an overwhelming experience, and I can't wait to actually participate more than just those 5 seconds of that one throw I had last year.
Well, good luck to both of you guys. Thanks so much for stopping by.